Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of Before You Summon. Your guys' support for the new format has been overwhelmingly positive, so I will keep it up for this episode as well. But I still request that you give me some feedback and criticism of how I can improve this format even further. But with that, we have arrived at the 3.5 anniversary of Project Sekai. We have a massive celebration in front of us lasting all the way to the end of April. And if you want to know more about this celebration, I've made a massive ultimate guide to the Japanese 3.5 anniversary that I posted a few days ago, where I go over all of the events, gachas, login campaigns, stamp missions, rewards and other happenings that you can be expecting during the month of April tied to the Japanese 3.5 anniversary. But if you've already watched the video or you're already in the know of what's going on during the Japanese 3.5 anniversary, we can get into the actual anniversary event, Rise as One. This event will run from March 30th to April 8th and is a mixed event in the cool attribute. This event was confirmed to still be a cheerful carnival on the EN server. And for all of my EN players not in the know, this will be one of our final cheerful carnivals that we will ever see. And of course, all of my Taiwanese and Korean players can ignore this, as your event will be a marathon event just like we have seen for the last couple of months. But the cheerful carnival question for all of my EM players will be, if you were to exercise your dog, which activity would you do? With the two options being frisbee and walking. And the winner on the Japanese server was frisbee, but remember, just because something won on the Japanese server doesn't necessarily mean that it will win on the EN server once again. So keep your eyes peeled and pick the team that you think will win. The focus character for this event is AKITO, with a supporting cast consisting of HONAMI, Minori, Rui, and Leonid KAITO. And the event synopsis reads as follows. One day during his daily running routine, AKITO meets a certain dog and its owner. He later learned that they were practicing every day for the disco dog competition to one day become the greatest in Japan. However, on the day before the competition, the owner happens to injure their leg. And despite this being an anniversary event, we will have 2 new cards added through the event exchange shop. Taking the 2-star slot is Rui with his card A Fortunate Discovery. Rui is a cute attribute card with a healer skill. And due to his cute attribute, he will see use in 2 new events. The first event is Prespective for Smile that will run from the 23rd of May to the 29th of May. In the gacha for this event is TSUKASA, Emu, and Wonderland Showtime Len, making the 2-star Rui higher gameplay value as he's only ever available with a 50% bonus during this event. This is followed by the event Old Days Read Out Loud that will run from the 20th of February to the 26th of February 2026. In the gacha for this event is Honami, Nene, and Leonid Meiko, making Rui higher gameplay value for this event as well. The character taking the 3-star slot in the exchange shop is Minori with her card All Tired from Playing. Minori is a happy attribute card with a perfect locker skill called the similarities between a dog and its owner. Due to her happy attribute, Minori will see use in a single event being Grow Glorious Glow. This event will run from the 11th of December to the 19th of December and has Shizuku, Minori, and Murmur Jump Miku in the gacha. Meaning of course that the 3-star Minori is of lower gameplay value, as she will be available with a 70% bonus during this event if you pull from the gacha. But remember that exchange shop cards are very valuable, especially if you do not have a 4-star alternative for Minori in the happy attribute. And both Rui and Minori's card will become available once the event opens for the standard exchange shop prices. Of course, starting alongside the event is also an event gacha. But of course, this is an anniversary, meaning that we have a colorful festival tied to the event as well. Starting on March 30th all the way until April 4th, we will see the Japanese 3.5 anniversary colorful festival gacha. This is our final colorful festival, adding 3 new colorful festival exclusive cards. And of course this abides by standard Colorful Festival rules, meaning double drop rate for 4-star, no pity bar, and using the limited stickers and vouchers. As always, the attributes of the Colorful Festival exclusive cards are mixed, and rate up in the gacha are both the Colorful Festival exclusive cards as well as the event gacha cards. But the Colorful Festival exclusive cards will disappear once the Colorful Festival ends on April 4th. Our first Colorful Festival exclusive character is SAKI with her card Wishes Take Flight.
この想いが届きますように。
SAKI is a cute attribute card with a life scorer skill called the Garden of Freedom. And life scorer skills have quite the skill text. Upon activation, if your health is under 800, you will be granted a 70% score bonus for 5 seconds. If your health is instead above 800, you will be granted a 100% score bonus for 5 seconds with 1% additional score bonus for each 10 health above the initial 800 you had upon activation, resulting in a maximum score bonus of 120 for 5 seconds if your health was 1000 or above upon activation of the skill at talent level 1. And since this is a limited event, all cards introduced with the new gacha will both have a new costume and a new hairstyle. Saki's new costume being called Come to Life. And because Saki's Colorful Festival card is of the cute attribute, she does not have any confirmed future usability upcoming. But despite Saki having no future usability, she does have 2 new limited costumes upcoming. Her first limited costume to be released comes from the event Happy Enjoy Music that will run from the 31st of October to the 8th of November. Saki's second limited costume comes from the event Connected Heart Message that will run from the 28th of February to the 8th of March 2026. On top of these 2 new limited costumes, Saki also has 3 upcoming reruns. Do remember that the second rerun of any given gacha is the final rerun before the gacha is discontinued and the cards join the Recollection Festival. Link to my full guide about the Recollection Festival is as always down in the description. The first rerunning gacha we will see is Let's Enjoy Summer that will have its final rerun in April. This is followed by the second rerun of the Before the Storm gacha in June, and then the first rerun of the Welcome to Diner gacha in August with no second rerun yet confirmed for the gacha. So Saki definitely has some great upcoming options, but our second character in the Colorful Festival gacha is TSUKASA and his card Our Way Home.
あともう少しだ。頑張れるか?
TSUKASA is a happy attribute card with a combo scorer skill called A Face One Would Never Show His Sister. And combo scorer skill cards will grant you a 120% score bonus for 5 seconds until a good or worse tap is recorded, and then the score bonus is lowered to 70% for the remainder of the duration, with TSUKASA's new costume being called Kind Brother. Due to TSUKASA being of the happy attribute, he will see use in one future event, being Workout and Fly Muscle Training that will run from the 10th of September to the 18th of September. This is a mixed event with AKITO, TSUKASA and Haruka in the gacha, meaning that TSUKASA is available with a 70% bonus, making his Colorful Festival card lower gameplay value. As for new limited costumes, TSUKASA only has a single option in the form of the Ian Star collaboration card. It is very worth noting that just like the Sanrio collaboration, the Ian Star collaboration has not yet been confirmed for the global server, and therefore you have to be cautious that the event date for this collaboration could change drastically. We have no clue if we'll get this collaboration at all, seeing as it is 2 different gacha games that have to agree when the collaboration will be held. But the collaboration was held between February 15th and February 24th on the Japanese server. It is also worth noting that I'm recording this on March 22nd, meaning that the roster for the 4.5 anniversary on the Japanese server is not yet revealed, meaning that I cannot predict if one of these characters might show up with a new costume during the 4.5 anniversary. Anyways, as it currently stands on the Japanese server, TSUKASA only has a single new limited costume upcoming. But on the other hand, he has 3 upcoming reruns. In July, we will see the first rerun of the City of Spirits gacha that has its second rerun already confirmed for January 2026. This is followed by the New Year's Divine Beast gacha having its final rerun in August. And finally, we will see the Grow Up With Me gacha's first rerun in October with no second rerun yet confirmed on the Japanese server. This leaves us with our final Colorful Festival exclusive character being Emu and her card, a momentary reunion.
おじいちゃんのノートに書いてあったな。
Emu is a mysterious attribute card with a life scorer skill, just like Saki, meaning that her and Saki shares the exact same skill text. With Emu's skill being called someone who sows the seed of dreams. With the final new Colorful Festival exclusive costume being called Pretty Lady. As for future usability, due to Emu being of the mysterious attribute, she currently does not have any events where she will have a 50% bonus. As for new limited costume, Emu keeps matching Saki with 2 upcoming gachas. The first event where Emu will get a new costume is Wonderhorror Test of Courage that will run from the 31st of August to the 8th of September. Emu will then join Saki for her second costume in the event Connect Heart Message that will once again run from the 28th of February to the 8th of March. Emu continues this pattern with 2 rerunning gachas, the first one being the first rerun of the Eternal Bells gacha in June, with the final rerun already confirmed for February 2026. This is followed by the second rerun of the Cyber Snipe gacha in July. And that covers all of the Colorful Festival exclusive cards. Once April 4th rolls around, the Colorful Festival will disappear. And it will instead be replaced with the standard limited event gacha called Play With Dogs that will be available between April 4th and April 10th. This gacha abides by standard limited gacha rules, meaning that the cards will not enter the standard gacha pool once the event ends, there's a 3% chance for a 4-star, and no pity bar. And of course, there are 3 rate-up cards in this gacha, being the event cards. All 3 of these cards, unlike the Colorful Festival, will be of the event attribute, being cool. Our first card in the gacha is of course of the focus character AKITO, called Tag Terror.
あっち行けよ！
AKITO is a Perfect Locker skill card with the skill name The Trust We Have Built Together. Perfect Locker skill cards will change all bad and higher taps into perfects for 5.5 seconds, as well as grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with AKITO's hairstyle and costume combination being called Naughty Dog. As for future usability, since AKITO is of the cool attribute, he will see use in 2 future events. The first one is Whip the Wimp Girl that will run from the 30th of April to the 8th of May. In the gacha for this event is Kohane, Anne, and Toya, meaning that AKITO is only ever available with a 50% bonus, making his Rise as 1 card higher gameplay value. The second event where AKITO will see use is Rekindle the Flame that will run from the 21st of October to the 29th of October. In the gacha for this event is AKITO, Kohane, and Anne, meaning of course that AKITO is available with a 70% bonus, making his Rise as 1 card lower gameplay value for this event in particular. As for upcoming new limited costumes, AKITO has 3 alternatives. The first new costume for AKITO will be released with the event Over Rad Squad that will run from the 30th of June to the 7th of July. This event is also tied to our first ever Bloom Festival. This is followed by the event Unfading Wishing that will run from December 31st to January 9th, 2026. His final new limited costume of course comes from the Ian Stars collab. Once again, we do not know if the collaboration will arrive, but it did run between February 15th and February 24th on the Japanese server. On top of this, AKITO has 2 upcoming reruns. The first rerun that we will see on the EN server is the final rerun of the Darkness Festa gacha, also known as the 2nd anniversary in June. This is followed by the first rerun of the Your Ticket to the City of Splendors gacha in December. And this gacha obviously does not have a second rerun yet confirmed on the Japanese server. Our second character in the gacha is Honami with her card Fluffy Break Time.
今度はこのおもちゃで遊ぼっか。
Honami is a scorer skill card with the skill name even if it doesn't work out the way we want it, and scorer skill cards will grant a 100% score bonus for 5 seconds at talent level 1, with Honami's new limited costume being called the Soothing Dog. As for future usability, Honami sees use in a single event, being Wonderhorror Test of Courage. This event will once again run from the 31st of August to the 8th of September and includes Emu, Mafyu, and Honami in the gacha. Meaning of course that Honami is available with a 70% bonus as another limited card during this gacha, making the Rise as One Honami lower gameplay value. And this of course carries on into the new limited costumes available for Honami, as Wonderhorror is one of 2 new limited costumes releasing after Rise as One. The second new limited costume for Honami coming from the event Happy Enjoy Music that will run from the 31st of October to the 8th of November. As for rerunning gachas for Honami, she has 2 available options upcoming. First, she joins SAKI in the final rerun of the Let's Enjoy Summer gacha in April, followed by joining Emu in the rerun of the Eternal Bells gacha, with the first rerun being in June and the final rerun confirmed for February 2026 on the Japanese server. This leaves us with our final character in the gacha being Leonid Kaito and his card, A Curious Rascal. Kaito is a Leonid scorer card with the skill name a member of Sekai's Animal Care Committee. And once again, the unit scorer skills have quite a mouthful of a skill text, so I gotta take a deep breath here. Grant an 80% score bonus for 5 seconds and gain an additional 10% score bonus for each member of the team that are of Leonid excluding the card itself, with an additional 10% score bonus granted if all members of the team is of Leonid. This for a maximum of 130% score bonus for 5 seconds if all 5 members of the team are Leonid. And all of this is at talent level 1. The final limited costume added with this gacha is called Gentle Dog. And due to Kaito being a Leonid unit card in the cool attribute, he does not have any future usability as it currently stands. As for new limited costumes, Kaito has a single option in the form of his card from Unfading Wishing. This event will once again run from December 31st to January 9th, 2026. And on top of that, Kaito only has a single upcoming rerun, being the second rerun of the Imperial Soldiers gacha in September of this year. And that covers all of the characters added with the Colorful Festival as well as the Play with Dogs gacha. Which leads us into the event team building for Rise as One. And of course, for the event team building, the 3 Colorful Festival characters Emu, TSUKASA, and SAKI will not grant 50% bonus as they are not part of the event cast. And the 3 cards added with the Play with Dogs gacha will grant the standard 70% bonus for being the focus cards of the event. But looking towards the 2-star and 3-star special cases, we have 2 asterisks to point out. The 3-star Rui comes from the event Our Happy Ending that entered the standard gacha pool with the Wonderland Showtime World Link event. Meaning that if you did not play during Our Happy Ending and you have not pulled during the Wonderland Showtime World Link event or the first Concertos gacha, you will have no way of having this 3-star Rui. The second asterisk is obviously the second 3-star Minori card that came with the event Relax Tea Time. Relax Tea Time is obviously last month's limited event, meaning that she has definitely not yet entered the standard gacha pool. So if you forgot to pick up the 3-star Minori from Relax Tea Time, you have no way of having this 3-star alternative. As for 4-star alternatives, we have 14 available cards and only 2 of them are limited. The first limited card we saw is the Colorful Festival exclusive Rui from the New Year's 2023 gacha, which was followed by the limited Minori from the event Connected by Our Painful Hope, which leaves us with 12 available permanent cards. Out of these 12 cards, there is only a single event where more than one of these characters got a card at the same time. This being the event Lead with Courage and Kindness that we saw last month, which added both a Honami and a Leonid Kaito to the roster. The remaining 10 permanent cards are all from scattered mixed events. In order of release, these 10 are: the first card to be added is the AKITO from the event Singing in Sync, followed by the Honami from the event Resonate with You. This is followed by another card for AKITO from the event The Sounds of the Summer Festival, and then another card for Honami from the event Putting Feelings into Words. This is followed by 2 back-to-back cards for Rui, the first one from the event The Climax Kageyama Sheer Squad, and the second one from the event A Sad Farewell at the Curtain Call. This is followed by the first permanent card for Minori from the event Step by Step, and then the first ever cool Leonid Kaito from the event Our Constellation Song. Rui then gets his third card from the event Let's Study Hard, and Minori her second permanent card from the event This Way That Way Zookeeper Day, which is our final card in the 4-star selection, but we also have 3 available birthday cards. This includes the Happy Birthday card for Minori from the first year, the Rui from the second year, and the Honami from the third year. And this is our final event team building roster. And this roster must be one of the weirdest mixed event rosters we have seen in a very long time. Not only does the virtual singer in a mixed event have 2 available 4-star cards, they also have a 3-star card available that's been in the standard gacha pool for quite a while now. But on the other hand, AKITO has not seen a cool attribute 4-star since the first year of the game. Honami hadn't seen another 4-star in the cool attribute since the first year until February of this year. And Minori does not have a permanent 4-star card in the cool attribute that is older than a year. It has not been a year since Step by Step yet, meaning that both of Minori's cards are very recent, with 6 out of the 14 cards available in the 4-star category being what I consider recent cards. And despite there being a 3-star option for the virtual singer, Rui instead decides to be the problem, with his 3-star option just entering the standard gacha pool. And on top of the 3-star selection being shaky, the 2-star selection is pitiful. So despite this event team building roster looking very solid at a first glance, it's such a weird roster to build around. Especially with AKITO not having a cool attribute card since the first year, and Minori instead not having a cool attribute permanent card that is older than a year. On top of that, Kaito's both cards are quite new, and Honami has nothing in between first year or legit like 7 gachas ago. So to be quite honest, if you haven't been very lucky with specific off-banner pulls, I think that this event is quite hard to build around for both new players and old players alike. Like I said, you have to be very specifically pulling for certain cards or have been very lucky to have the 4-star selection to actually build a full 4-star team for this event. And new to mid-game players has the problem that the 2-star and 3-star selection is a very rocky foundation with very few options and some of them not yet entering the standard gacha pool. I'm just so baffled with how weird and difficult the event team building for this event is, so I really just hope that most people can make a 250 to 300 event bonus team without any major issues. But because of that, I don't have much more to say about the event team building. But of course, once the event concludes, we will see an afterlife. The afterlife will be available between April 8th and April 9th. Participating in the afterlife during the allotted time periods will grant you 300 crystals and a stamp. The stamp this time around of AKITO, called Keep Your Cool. Of course, there is also a virtual item added with the event. This time around, it's another hat in the form of a dog snout and ears. If you want to pick up the hat for your virtual live avatar, it will either set you back 3000 virtual tokens or 1000 crystals. And since this is a mixed event, there is no Covision song being added. Which just leaves the final question. Should you summon from the Play with Dog / Colorful Festival gacha, and should you participate in the Rise as One event? As always, the obvious answer is yes, you should pull from every gacha if you enjoy the cards, and you should participate in every event for the rewards and goodies it brings. And with this being an anniversary event as well as tied to a colorful festival, there basically is no downsides to pulling from this gacha. And with this being an anniversary and tied to a colorful festival, there is literally nothing I can say against this gacha. I just say that you should get all of your pulls in during the colorful festival portion because they are so high value. Genuinely, the costumes for this gacha are great, with the universal dog era accessories being so versatile and fun to use on different characters. So I really don't have much more to say about Rise as One. I just suggest that you go watch my ultimate guide to the 3.5 anniversary if you haven't already, as I go through all of the things you need to know in that video. Other than that, tell me down in the comments, are you excited for Rise as One, or do you think that it's overhyped? As always, I love to hear all of your opinions, and I do try to read every single comment that I get. And while you're down there, could you please check that you're subscribed, have left a like, and share this video with a friend, as all of these things help me immensely in my growth as a channel. But with that, I want to extend a special thank you to all of my patrons for continuously supporting me in my endeavors of making the best guides for Project Sekai. With a special warm thank you to my append players, being Ollie, Bambi, Charlie Toyism, Helen P000 star, Katie, Mia Marie 21, Opal Siren, Peterish, Romaru, Shoop, Snobby Hickory, and Veritas Uwu. All of you guys are truly amazing, and I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for your continued support. If you want to join them in supporting me that little bit extra, a link will be down in the description to my Patreon. But with that, I thank you all for making it to the end of this video. I will not keep you here any longer. Let's get out of here for the week.